Ayo! Today's a pretty good day because I actually got some time to do another video. I hope it's a great day for you as well. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the latest Crisis dungeon, the Cave of the G or the Cave of the Gi. If you are interested in hard mode, you can take a look at this. You can see the enemies, the sigils and elements, and bring Darkness Esno for the landworm to save yourself a real headache. As for the trance abilities for the hard mode, you can find them here, and you can pause the video and check those out if you need to. But we are looking at very hard, and if you take a look here, you can see the initial trance abilities are aiming towards magic attack and ice and earth. Optimal characters are Vincent, Lucia, Cloud and Zack, but of course bring your best earth and ice characters. The dungeon MVP, in my opinion, is Vincent with his Chiron, and his white dog, the magic earth weapon. Team recommendations are for physical. You could bring Yuffie with Hawkeye and Razor Ring, Cloud with Stream Saber and some kind of physical weapon like Glavinus or Zidane's sword, or you could just bring an enhanced sword for extra ice potency, and then support would be Aerith with Kimura Wand for physical attack AoE buff and magic defense buffs, and Fairy Tail for heals. For a magical team, I would recommend Vincent, as mentioned, with his Chiron and White Dog, something like Sephiroth with Edged Wings and Protector's Blade, and Matt for support with Centipede or Core Defender. Centipede's not that great because there's not that much physical damage in this dungeon, but so you could bring Prime Number, but Centipede's good as well. General pep, there's not really too much that you have to bring to this dungeon, except for the earth weapons and ice weapons, of course. You could also bring an AoE magic defense buff, which is quite good here. AoE physical defense buff, you could bring it, but it's not really necessary. And then ice resistance and earth imperil, they are both ice imperil and earth imperil are both pretty good here. And then X and circle sigil boosts will be pretty helpful. Here's a quick look at the bosses and their trances, so you can pause the video and check these out if you need to. We've got the Scorpion Sentinel, the Balor King. Then we have the Vajradhara Twins, Kotobal Pass, and the final boss is the Zetant Ratal. Here are the item usage scores, so you can check that if you need to. A couple of general tips for the Scorpion Sentinel: single target magic defense buff for the tail laser is pretty good, and AoE physical defense buff if you need it against the dogs can be helpful. X sigil boost, of course, for the stream phase, and ice resist down can be pretty useful if you are struggling. For the Balor King, an AoE magic defense buff will help against his water surge. AoE earth damage is great, but you can also ignore the ads and burst the boss if you are strong enough, of course. And then X or circle sigil boost for the stream phase. He also has no immunities, so you can kind of go crazy with debuffs. You can bring poison even if you wanted to, and try that out. For the twins, you want to burst one of them down first to avoid their linked attack. And of course, physical defense buffs are good if you are struggling. Physical damage is really good after they are incapacitated, and focusing the Woo first will allow you to focus on the other one in the stream phase with only circle sigil boost. And then of course, physical attack and earth resist debuffs can be useful if you are struggling with this fight. Next up is the Kotobal Pass. AoE magic defense buff is very useful in this fight because he likes to spam flare. And unlike the rest of the dungeon, physical ice DPS is actually better here, so you could sort of bring a hybrid team with magical earth and physical ice. Of course, ice resistance debuff and debuffing his magic attack can be very helpful if you are struggling with this guy. And then the boss, Zetant Ratal. The same strategy that I've mentioned quite a few times. If you limit your damage in the early stages of the fight, you can achieve his cooldown phase before he goes into another offensive phase, and then you can burst him with magic attack, and earth, You can also lower his magic defense and earth resistance if you want to, and single target magic defense buff is pretty crucial if you can't beat him before his blazing ray, and so are the magic defense buffs from the trance abilities. A couple of route ideas. Ice into earth is if you go for the twins first, grab the ice potency, then go into the Kotobo pass and take whatever's best for you. Then take on the last ice weak boss and grab the earth potency at the cost of ice, because the last two enemies are not weak to ice. So you can take on the king and grab some magic attack and take on the boss, neither of which are weak to ice, so you don't lose out there. Another idea is the safety first. This is a great route to take if you are a newer player and it's quite a high level for you. You can start with the Kotobo pass to get an annoying enemy out of the way for one, and for two you can grab physical defense, which is going to help you against the twins, and then beating them you can grab the magic defense, which is going to help you against the Balor King, and then you can grab even more magic defense, which is going to help you against the Scorpion and the boss. And then at the Scorpion, you can grab some earth potency because the boss is weak to earth. Obviously, you can take whatever route you want, plan it based on the information provided. If you need ice power, so you're struggling with the ice weak enemies and you're breezing through the earth weak enemies, you can take on the twins first, grab ice at the cost of lightning resist, then the king, grab ice again at the cost of earth potency, and then you can take on the two ice weak bosses and you will have 60% ice potency. If you are struggling with the earth bosses and breezing through the ice bosses, then you can take on the sentinel first and grab earth potency at the cost of ice potency. Then you can take on the Kotobo pass, which might be a bit tough since he's weak to ice and you've just dropped your ice potency, but after that it should be a breeze to take on the rest of the earth weak bosses. Now, taking a look at the team that I brought along. I don't have Vincent because I'm trying to save for the anniversary. So I brought Lucia with her magic DPS build, a couple of stat sticks and a circle sigil because it's boosted. Excuse the barking. It's always a struggle to do videos right now. You can take a look at her stats. She's got 9.6k HP and 5k magic attack. I had to cut the recording because of the dogs, but you can see there magic attack 7, magic defense, earth 8, etc. For Aerith, I went with sort of a hybrid earth DPS slash healer. So I went with her Wiser Staff and her Fairy Tail, and for her a couple of stat sticks and a X sigil boost because that is what the Wiser Staff gives. For sub equipment, same thing. I went with heal, magic attack, earth. So she's got 13k HP, 3.8k magic attack, and 2.5k heal. It's all a bunch of level 5s, so HP 5, magic attack 5, heal 5, earth 5, and a couple other things. And then finally, I brought Sephiroth for Ice DPS. He's got his classic Ice outfit. He's got a Protector's Blade, since my whole team is magic, to give them all magic attack. And Edged Wings. He's got Earth Materia to help with Earth damage, and Circle for the Sigil boost, Circle Ruin. And then his sub-equipment is for Ice. So he's got very low HP, but that's fine. Pretty high magic attack, and you can see his R abilities in a second. Boost M attack 7, attack 3 Ice 7, and so on. And then he's got M attack for all allies level 5. And that is pretty much my team. So let's take a look at the run. This time, unlike the other dungeons, you can actually see the random battles, so you can basically take them on when and where you want to either charge your limit break gauges or to do some healing, whatever you need to do. I take on these Balors and take them out with AoE earth damage. And as always, my run might not be that helpful, especially if you're a newer player, because I'm pretty strong at this point and kind of bully the enemies. But I still use items here and there in this run just to sort of help out the guard. My initial run, I kind of just autoed through all of it, and I didn't know what the enemies are weak to. So yeah, this run should be a bit more helpful, hopefully. So I'll take on the twins first. Try to kill one of them off real quickly. That way their linked attack is much weaker. Defend that, and then finish the last one off with earth damage. If you're struggling, you can debuff their physical attack and earth resistance. I've got 61k for that. And I grabbed the ice potency, the cost of lightning resist. I decided to take on a random battle to charge my limit break and summon gauges a little more. It's pretty straightforward. These guys are weak to ice, so if you have AoE ice, you can take them down pretty easily. So I took on the Katoba Pass next so that I could get the ice weak, the bosses that are weak to ice out of the way, so that I could grab the earth potency at the cost of ice potency. So he is weak to ice. You can raise your magic defense and lower his magic attack if you are struggling with him. And honestly, for me, this trance ability that you get from him is kind of a wash. I didn't have anything that could actually benefit from it. The physical defense is kind of meh because most enemies in this dungeon do magic damage. So if you have a magic defense buffing character or a magic attack buffing character, then you probably want to grab one of those two trances. For me, as I said, I don't have anything that's really beneficial here, so I just grabbed the physical defense because why not? Now that the enemies that are weak to ice are out of the way. Oh, actually, there's still a Scorpion Sentinel, so I'll backtrack and I'll take on the Scorpion Sentinel first. Then I can grab the Earth Potency at the cost of Ice Potency because there's no more enemies that are weak to ice. But before that, I take on another random battle to get my limit break gauges charged up a little more. So yeah, you just need to plan your own route and plan sort of when you need your summons or limit breaks and fight the random battles accordingly to charge it or to heal up even. I'm fighting a bunch of random battles to charge up my limit breaks because I just use them. And now I backtrack all the way to the Scorpion Sentinel, who's, besides for the Katoba Pass, the only other boss that's weak to ice. I'm going to put a summon charge on Sephiroth and a Blizzard Cocktail, so that I can clean them out pretty quickly with my Shiva. Switch to Sephiroth, get that last little bit of the gauge, and kill them all. Easy as that. And now that all the ice enemies, the enemies that are weak to ice, should I say, are out of the way, I can grab the earth potency at the cost of ice potency without any worries. And now I can take on the last few enemies that are weak to earth, which is the Valor King and the boss. So I use a tent here just to heal up, and Quake Cocktails are my two earth damage dealers. And that makes this a pretty easy fight. Here you can either do AoE to take out his adds, or if you're strong enough, just kill him pretty quickly with single target earth damage. 61k for that, and for the trance abilities, I just grabbed a little bit of extra magic attack for the boss. You can grab magic defense if you are struggling, or ice potency if you're doing a different route. And that leaves just the boss, who is also pretty easily dispatched. I'm just going to pop quick cocktails on my earth damage dealers, and that's pretty much all. And you can see here in the beginning, I'm kind of trying to limit my damage that I do to the boss by spamming Ruin. He goes into Onslaught, and if you don't do too much damage, he'll go into cooldown, and then you can just lay into him and finish him off. And yeah, simple as that. The run may not have been that helpful, but hopefully the video in its entirety is helpful, and hopefully you get your S+ too. Thank you as always for watching, and for those who subscribe and comment, I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.